All right, fellas, here we go. Let me summarize as we get in deeper into this playoff run. Uh, wasn't too surprised last week as far as some upsets that we saw. I kind of knew that we would see probably some of the lower seed teams knocking off some of the higher seeds. We almost had 3 out of the 4 lower seeds knock off 3 out of the 4 of the top seeds. Um, that first game, let's talk about that one game. That was the best game of the of the day, and that was Eagles and Don Mega. They battled last year, had a high scoring affair. I think the Eagles put up like 105, and Don Mega, after being down by 30, 40, 50 points, something like that, going into the later games, and then the Monday came all the way back and got within 3, 4, 5 points, but couldn't quite overcome that big number that Bill put up. So here they go into first round of the playoffs, and Bill started off right off the bat with some problems. He started Adrian Peterson. I thought I saw that he was starting as well. Apparently, in the morning, they announced that he wasn't starting. Bill didn't see that. Started him. Toby Gerhart played, put up 9 points. Adrian Peterson obviously put up zero. So going into the last game, Bill was down 11 points with Marshawn Lynch running on Monday night. Going into, I think it was 3 minutes left in the game. Was that St. Louis they were playing? I think that was St. Louis they were playing. I don't know how that game got on Monday night, but they were playing St. Louis. St. Louis scored, tried an onside kick. Seattle recovered it. Was really just trying to run the ball out. Marshawn Lynch probably shouldn't even been in the game. Was just trying to run the ball out. He hadn't done much. I think he had maybe before that drive somewhere around 70, 75 yards. Bill was still down 8, 9 points. And they got to the 16-yard line, and boom, he busts on the left side, runs it in for a touchdown. 12 points. Bill wins by one. Dagger. Sorry, Dominic. I know that. I haven't talked to my cousin because I know that had to be painful. We'll address it in the barbershop this week. So anyway, the Eagles escaped 70-69 with the last minute touchdown from Marshawn Lynch. Just for fun, continue to roll. Took down Crusher. That was, I think that was a 4-5 or a 2-7. That was a 2-7 match. No, whatever it was. I know Crusher was one of the top seeds. And just for fun, 85, Crusher 60. Uh, Fitzpatrick, I think, put up a zero, and that was kind of concerned with MD going into the playoffs. Detroit saved him, got him up to 60 points with a 29-point game, but McCoy had a good game, but then everybody else, Chad didn't show up. Wes Welker put up 9, but then Fitzpatrick put up a zero, and that was part of the problem that Crushers had going down the stretch in the season. There was Fitzpatrick just fell off big time, and from where he started, and that put the Crusher in a hole here. Just for fun, put up 85, so that was tough to beat anyway. Gronkowski 20, Packers defense 21, but then Flacco got him 14, and Morton Crosby 17, and that was pretty much it. So that was a good game from Rick. Then we went to Bomb Squad, Cheddar Wizzies. That was the other. I think that was the 4 or 5 matchup with Bomb Squad being the 5 seed, and 111 points. Cam 16, Steven Jackson 10, Julio 20, Eagles D 24. Just went on and on. Akers put up 14 and so forth. So just a huge game from Bomb Squad. Cheddar Wizzies put up a respectable 73, but when you're going up against 111, 73 don't really mean anything. So Tom Brady had 25, and Ravens D 13, and then Will had a bunch of sixes and sevens and eights, and a good solid game. But once again, 111 is tough to beat. And then so anyway, that was another top seed that went down, and then No Limit was the only top seed or top 4 seed team to survive, taking down a Real Deal 77-60. Looked like Real Deal just couldn't get the middle part of his lineup going, particularly the running backs with Bradshaw putting up a zero, Donald Brown 1, Knox receiver 1, and I don't know who that D Williams is, put up 2. So got a good game from Phillip Rivers at 20, but the kicker Damon Bailey from Cowboys had 12, Broncos D put up 13, but he needed some help there in the middle of the lineup, and No Limit just Jones Drew really what carried him. 29 points from Jones Drew. Rogers had a solid 15. Marion Barber put up 11, and then everything else was pretty mediocre. So definitely a big game from Jones Drew. So that's kind of how that worked out for the first round of the playoffs. But now let's skip to where we are. Oh man, what did I just do? Yeah, so we have the matchup with Cheddar Wizzies and Button. Hold on, let me switch. Bomb Squad is playing his boy. We had Corey going up against Wayne, and Corey right now, man, is putting it down. I thought Wayne was poised. Aaron Rodgers has got to pick it up. He's struggling halftime, 1 point against Kansas City. And the one thing I was going to observe in this is that I thought the difference would be that Cam Newton would have to equal out Aaron Rodgers in order for Bomb Squad to have a chance. And Cam's got 13, Aaron Rodgers has 1. So not only is he equaling, but he's outperforming him. But at this point, that doesn't even matter because the rest of Bomb Squad is balling. Julio had already put up a 9 point game. Miles Austin had already put up 8. Did they play yesterday? What was the Saturday? I didn't realize I was gone all day yesterday. I didn't realize there was a Saturday game. But anyway, Miles Austin put up 8. Laurent Robinson put up 7. So, okay, I didn't realize that it's not over. I didn't realize that these games were played yesterday. So, Corey got some decent games from some of those players that played yesterday. Nothing spectacular. But Darren Sproles has already scored uh, for New Orleans, and Steven Jackson is still going, and he's still got his kicker and defense going. So right now, it looks like Bomb Squad is heading towards a pretty solid day. It looks like he's going towards 70 to 80 points minimum. So no limit. He's got to pick it up. Halu, running back Washington, doing nothing. Aaron Rodgers doing nothing. Jones Drew is done and put up a 6. And the rest of No Limit is going right now, pretty much, except one player, the tight end. So No Limit's going to have a hell of a second half to overcome Bomb Squad. And like I say, Bomb Squad still has some players left, and he's already at 46. So unless something dramatically changes, it looks like Bomb Squad might be heading towards the Super Bowl. Second year in the league. See, might be having a good Christmas coming up. Eagles blowing out just for fun right now. Just for fun, still has some players going later. But right now, it's not looking good. 66-9. And Breeze already up to 20 points. Marshawn Lynch, like I say, well, not like I said, that was last week, but Marshawn Lynch already scored, so he's got him 7. Steve Smith is already on the board at 8. And Matt Bryan put up at 11. And then there's some 2s and 2s, and Titans D is at 9 right now. So right now, unless something dramatically happens here moving forward, Eagles and Bomb Squad is looking like the Super Bowl matchup coming up next week. So somebody's going to have a very Merry Christmas come next Sunday, or well, might have to go over into Monday, but by the end of Christmas Day, we'll probably have a good idea of who's going to be our next Super Bowl champion. And if those two teams do get in, then we'll definitely have a new champion, a first-time champion, because the Eagles have never won and Bomb Squad has never won. So we might finally have a new Super Bowl champion. So anyway, that's about how it looks right now, and we'll watch it and see how it develops the rest of the day. And otherwise, have a good week. Get your Christmas shopping done early. Getting late. I'm about to go out and do some myself. And we'll touch base and see how this all plays out heading into the rest of the weekend.